Good afternoon, friends. We are going to present a presentation about strategic change plan of Hala Food, and this is our final presentation. And our teacher name is Bruno, and this is our group information. And myself, Mohammad Saidur Rahman, Kazi Fahim, Mufazzal Hussain, and Bikash, and this is our agenda, and we divided our agenda in six parts, and this is like to try to cover up all the requirement in our module, and try to explain PESTEL framework, and we try to explain five forces of competitive shape competition, and try to you know explain about a new company and a new country where we can sell our product, and we try to give idea about our Arla food to how they can implement their idea over there. Can you go to the next slide? And this is about company overview, and this is my part, and I tried to explain history about Ala food, and try to explain about what Ala food is doing, and they have more than 18,765 employee, and the revenue is total 10.3 billion euro in 2017, and yeah, can you go to the next slide? And these are the goals of Hala Food, and Hala Food are trying to introduce themselves in Russia, China, Middle East, and Africa region, and they are trying to sell their food ingredient, and this is because of they want to increase their profit, and these are the brands they are trying to introduce, and they are trying to sell their product inside of this brand, and these are the ingredient like health food, medical nutrition ingredient, and dairy ingredient they are trying to produce, and PESTEL framework, we try to fit our Arla food in context of Denmark, try to explain that politically, economically, social, technologically, and environmentally, and you can find that all information is there, and there's like a controversy about Prophet Muhammad, the political uh, barrier that Allah is facing in Middle East, and economically they are trying to excessive supply of dairy food in all region, and that's a downfall sometime. And can you go to the next slide, please? And these are the micro objectives of micro external environment analysis, the five competitive force. I try to explain general industry analysis, and other competitor analysis of other food, and geodramatic segmentation metrics, and in general industry analysis, we try to find out that Arla is trying to concentrate on agribusiness and marketing, and some barriers I already told you about, the Prophet Muhammad controversy in the Middle East, and they try to catch global market, trying to introduce dairy product including dairy garment ingredient, and these are the competitor analysis, and of Arla food in Denmark, and these are objectives, and we try to find out with the competitor like Danone and Dean Food Company, and try to compare with our Arla food, and these are the analyses that explain what kind of challenges they are facing in the global market. Can you go to the next slide, please? And these are the product segmentation analysis. Here you can see that fresh dairy product is about 58%, cheese 22%, and butter spread in 11.5%. These are the consumption that they're trying to implement in, and they're increasing their profit. And come to the next slide. These are the geo segmentation metrics, and Here we try to explain the core market of UK, Sweden, and Germany, Denmark, Finland, and Netherlands that making their profit more and more. And according to strategy of 2017. Um, these market must continue to be developed, and on the contrary of that, they try to defining activities and primary through expansion via merger or acquisition. And these are the example of the geo segmentation metrics, and I'm going to invite Kazivan to do his presentation.
Okay, thank you, Sadhu. Good afternoon, teacher, and I welcome you again to our presentation today. So my part is like in my part, I'm describing the corporate strategy, the value chain, the generic strategy, the resource-based view, the zero resources, the dynamic capabilities. Okay, so at first, coming to corporate strategy, Arla basically they focus on six geographical regions, operates as one Arla, as in Arla Foods, and simple corporate structure according to Mintzberg 1980, as in Arla basically they operates as a simple corporate structure. Their centralized decision making structure supports quick decision making for Arla and everything. So they try to make everything like they deliver everything in a very efficient manner. So coming to the next slide, the value chain. Uh, Arla streamline its value chain with a focus on network restructure. They have a focus on meeting customer demand and outsourcing distribution as well. But Arla outsources distribution in another company in order to focus more on its plans for the new site to the zero carbon. So now moving on to the next slide, the generic strategies. Well, Arla focused on broad market target and the operations in six geographical regions. Arla even achieves competitive advantage by focusing on leadership strategy to win the market at the end of the day. So the resource-based view of Arla, the tangible, the processing sites with the capability, as in they have a capability of processing more than 1 billion liters, and the intangible, their global brand reputation, no doubt. So the VRIO resources, yes, you can see the flow chart mentioned here. It's valuable. Yeah, it's not rare and costly to imitate. Yes, it is, and organized to capture values, as in everything is clearly mentioned here. So can we move on to the next slide? Yeah. So now the dynamic capabilities, well, the processes, the sense and shape opportunities, and say they have got the ample number of sense and shape to like get rid of threats coming towards them, or they can at least make proper use of the opportunities that is ahead of them. Then maintaining competitiveness, as in they make sure to compete in the market in a very well managed system. They're learning, as in collaborations across streamlined supply chain and partnerships to make strategic assets. Yeah. So the dynamic capabilities, once more, I mean, they're, as I mentioned a few slides, just 2 slides before, they are aiming to produce more than 1 billion liters. So on their new production site, then they are trying to transform their existing assets, as in reconfiguring and enhancing the quality of dairy products, as in remunerating their existing products and making proper use of it in order to enhance the quality of the products. Then uh, the assets orchestration, this efficiency across the six operations through operating under simple structure, as in they make sure that so that they can operate in a very efficient way in six geographical regions. So moving on to the next slide. Uh, that's part three, and now I would like to invite my colleague Mohammed Mufazal, and he'll demonstrate part three. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, welcome everyone. This is my part three. This case framework for state country comparison. So this is case framework where I try to compare Denmark with other two countries, Japan and United Kingdom. And the case framework is really important for every business before crafting a new international strategy. So here in Denmark, the primary language is Danish, and the religion is Lutheran, 95%, Christianity religion 3%, Muslim 2%. And whereas in Japan, their primary language is Japanese, and religion is Hindu, Buddhist, and others Christian, as mentioned in percentage. And in United States, their main language, United Kingdom, their main language is English, and religions are Christian, Muslim, and others. Uh, in communication, in Denmark they communicate direct, and whereas Japan is indirect, and United Kingdom their communication mainly formal communication, and both in low context and this in Japanese high context. So this and in United Kingdom these are indirect. Regarding to business practice, Denmark is morally deal focused and tax oriented, and whereas in Japan they are relationship oriented, and United Kingdom they are tax oriented. And these are the other informations like in business practice or in cultural distance. Next slide, please. And in case of administrative distance, these are the government structure of Denmark. They are first with Prime Minister, monarch queen, multi-party, and highers, and they have judiciary system and tax system. Same as Japan, but difference is there is emperor, and also there is tax system. Next slide, please. In comparison with United Kingdom, the government structure is Prime Minister, Parliament, and High Trust on their political and in government system, and also tax system. In geographical distance, here is the geography of Denmark. Half size of on peninsula north of German. It includes 400 islands, and the climate is the climate mainly mild, windy winters and cool summer. And these are the information of natural resources and transportation as well. Next slide, please. Whereas in Japan, this is eastern of Asia, and consists of thousands of islands like Denmark. Climate temperature is different from Denmark, uh, and their main natural resources like mineral resources, fish, and the main problem is that natural hazard and volcano Tasnia earthquake is very common in Japan. And these are the transportation modes of Japan, as it's a highly developed countries. Next slide, please. And in United Kingdom, these are the geographical distance, and climate is Oceania, and British climate, natural resources, deserts, and natural hazards. It's European windstorm, floods, and tornadoes. And in economic, Denmark is GDP 213.6 billion, and its GDP is quite good. And labor and industry trade also very good. And when you look at Japan, their GDP and labor industry trade is quite good. And also, next slide please. United States, also the GDP growth of United States is United Kingdom is very favorable. And next slide, and import and export system also very favorable. So this is hoplistic dimension where I try to uh, where I try to explain this. This is power distance, where you can see that the power distance is very high. Denmark and United Kingdom company in comparison with Japan, the power distance is 15.4. And in individualism, like Denmark and the United Kingdom is quite similar, whereas individualism is less in Japan. And masculinity is very high in Japan, whereas Denmark is very lower, and in United Kingdom this is moderate. Uncertainty avoidance is a very greater number in Japan, and Danish is very lower. And long-term orientation also in very high in Japan, and if only 50 35 in Denmark. And indulgence is Denmark is Denmark and United Kingdom are also similar. It's very percentage is very lower in Japan. Thank you all. Now I invite Vikas to continue. Thank you.
Hi friends, myself Vikas Batola, and today I'm going to give a presentation on my side. This is like how we can internationalize our company Arla. It's already international company, but we are even going to more expand our business. Like it's still now it's running in like Danish, Denmark, Sweden, Netherlands, and other European country. But we are further try to expand our company to the African market, where there like people are now their economical development is happen, and but in some cases like food and other consumer goods, there are even not so many factories are just grown up there. So we are just planning how we are going to expand our business in like Nigeria and our Nigeria, and how the Nigeria is the best destination for the Arlaco to grow up or to expand our company. The first one is start economic growth in Nigeria. When we have different like reference and different things where we can source that the among the African countries, like Nigeria is highest, which has highest GDP growth rate in from like 2014 to 2018. So we can it's the best destination to start our business from the in Nigeria to further. Then we can grow up. We can cover whole African market in the future. So another is high population. Of course, high population is also one of the plus point for any business, because it helps to increase the sales in any country. Another one is lack of nutrition milk industry in Nigeria. Everyone knows that African country is little bit backward in like consumer goods and nutritious foods and everything. So and the brand Arla is well-known branded company where they provide the nutritious like milk and cheese and all so many brand which is related to milk products. So we think that there is in very good scope for the Arla company. And the next slide is like what will be the strategy for strategy. There are like according to the game world there is like three strategies, triangle strategy, where we can adapt we can adapt aggregation and arbitrage. According to him, like for adaptation we can like changes in different things to like which is suitable for the people of the host country. So this will be also one of the strategy. And second is aggregation. Aggregation is like just try to buy something from the cheap place and export to another place. And the last one, arbitrage, which is also one of the strategy for the international business. Modes of internationalization. There are so many modes to internationalize the business, but most important is like exporting, franchise, and merging, and acquisition. And the next slide is marketing middleman. Of course, if we have to expand our business, we need some of the middleman that can be like export merchant, trading house who will directly contact with another country or another government body of the country or something. So they can help us to like export our product. So of course we have to, if the ALA is trying to, if ALA will expand their business, they need some of the good middlemen who can contract with the best parties in another, Nigeria. This is the pestle analysis of Nigeria environment, where if we can success or not, if we expand our business. Like pestle, when we can see like economic factor, like there is also multi democratic country with a multi party, and like most of the revenue is collected from the oil business or some oil business. And there is like another is like socio-cultural factor, where there is like high population, and we can also see that the high unemployment and like inflation. It's a negative point of the Nigeria, but it can be a positive for our company, because there is like higher unemployment. So the Arla may get the minimum wages labor, and the inflation is high, means there is a high rate for everything, like consumer goods are high. But if we provide all our goods in like reasonable price, it should be like everyone is attracted to our company. The another slide. This is a short analysis of the domestic or host market. Like we can try to find out the strength and weakness of our company, to find out opportunity and threat from the Nigerian environment. There are many so strong point of the Arla company. There is a brand. Of course it's a brand is so strong, and the control over the raw milk. They involve so many farmers themselves involved in the company, so they can there is a fresh raw milk, so there is no shortage of milk for the company. And another one is like strong financial capital. Of course, it's a multinational or international company, so they can if they want to expand their business, they don't need so many problems regarding how to just collecting fund and resources to expand their business. And I think there is not so many weakness for the Arla Food company. It's only like it's a multinational company, like already running in different more than like 130 countries by different modes or different strategies. So I think there is like a little weak organizational setup only. And how we can just grab the opportunity through the Nigerian market. If we can see like a new market segment, it's of course it's a new market for the Arla. So Arla, where they can get a lower labor market, and they can cover because there is huge population, they can cover more market. And there is also like a threat. If there is a inflation is already high, if there is more inflation high, there is no people can able to just spend so many money in consumer goods. And like political instability, and like it's multi parties in democratic country. So when we analyze, we just analyze in different sources, so we can see that next year or some years later there is going to be election held. So maybe the government will change and the rules and regulations, so it may affect the company. New slide. What if the Arla will, if expand it will good for Arla or not, its sustainability or its future in the Nigeria. According to all the analysis and all the reference, we just conclude that Arla is one of the good company, or one of the like successful company in the European market, which have enough financial capability and resources. So I think they can like continue their business with same quality, and maybe they can even provide their things in a reasonable price. So it will be the good for the Nigerian people as well as the company also, and maybe the Nigerian people even get the job in their sector as well. So and these are like our logs where we combinedly discuss all the things and help each other to fulfill our assignments. And this is not only a group; we have individual log also personally what we did, and there are even references from where we can just collect all the information. So if you have any question, any queries, then you can ask freely. Thank you so much.